the 2011 Indiana Authors Award Emerging Author winner, Micah Ling. Micah.
My first creative writing class when I was an undergrad at DePauw, I just really fell in love with writing and changed my major and went on to graduate school at IU and really sort of fell in love with teaching there, and then got my first book published and then was nominated for this award. So it's a huge honor, and as somebody who's in love with poetry, you don't really expect to even be nominated for awards, let alone win. So this is really cool. I love the whole process of writing, but I really love the research. I'm sort of driven by digging into things that interest me and writing about those things. My advice for other emerging writers is to be obsessive and to really find what you're interested in, find what you love, and just dig in. Thank you all so much. This is a huge honor. I really appreciate it.
This year, we're honored to announce Helen Frost as the 2011 Eugene and Marilyn Glick Indiana Authors Award Regional Author winner. Helen.
You know, my training was in poetry. My first love was poetry, and with that, I think it's a combination of the love of the sound of language and the meaning and the way those work together. So I love just putting words together that I like the sound of, the musicality of it, and the images, so that when I write now, my poetry has turned into novels in some fashion that's somewhat still mysterious to me. But I still listen for voices. You know, the sound of the human voice, I think, has a real beauty to it. Certainly the whole experience of living here and being a part of the literary community in both poetry and writing for children over the last 20 years has had a tremendous impact on my writing. The support of the community, as well as just the reception of my work in this state. It's been, I hadn't published any books before I came here, and it's been really that 20 years that I've lived here that my whole writing career has really blossomed. So it's been a good place for me.
Thank you very much for letting me add this jewel of an evening to the crown of all of the literary life that we've all enjoyed together in Indiana. Thank you.
It's my pleasure now to introduce to you Margaret McMullan, this year's Eugene and Marilyn Glick Indiana Authors Award national winner.
My grandmother was really kind of a library fanatic. She helped found a small town library in Newton, Mississippi, and was really adamant about her work there. That was her own work, and she inspired me to write one of my first young adult novels called How I Found the Strong. I grew up around people who told stories, and my father tells a lot of great stories, and my mother and his mother and father told great stories. My mother's parents told great stories. So I think that it was just this urge to tell stories and entertain, you know, as in the beginning, but then also I wanted to begin to tell their stories. And I love to meet interesting people in interesting places. And as long as there are those interesting people in my life, I want to tell their stories. I always feel like every person is really like a library, and I feel like they have just explosions of books in them that I want to write.
Story is what matters. Story is what is memorable. Story is universal. Story endures because it is essential to the way we live and learn. And even if the story you write doesn't work out or doesn't sell, you have learned from it and from the writing of it. Our very own Indiana author, the late great Kurt Vonnegut Jr. said, quote, "The primary benefit of practicing any art, whether well or badly, is that it enables one's soul to grow. That's why we write. And that's why we read." Thank you so much.